Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. So for today's video, I'm gonna be trying out some fake nails and I'm gonna try and make them look as natural as possible. This is similar to the hyper realistic nail trend, and this is when you can use products such as gel to make your nails go from this to looking like this. And this video was actually really easy to do, so if you want to see how I did these nails, then keep on watching. So let's go through some of the things that we'll need for today's video. We're going to need a base coat and a dual-ended polygel brush with a brush on one end and a spatula on the other. You'll also need some kind of bowl, or this is a dampen dish for your liquids. You'll also need a couple of lint-free wipes. These items are optional, but you can also use a dehydrator and an acid-free primer in order to prep your nails. You'll need a 100 to 180 grit hand file, as well as a fluffy dust brush to remove all of the dust. You will also need a plate or a little palette like this to mix the gel for the nails. And you will also need a couple of polygels. You're going to need a clear, a yellow, a nude pink and a white polygel, and you can also use a milky white polygel if you have one too. You need a no wipe top coat, of course, to seal the nails, and some cuticle oil. And for this video I'm using nail forms, but you can go ahead and use whatever you want to use. And of course you will need a UV nail lamp to cure your nails. So I'm starting off by filling my dampen dish with a bit of rubbing alcohol, and I'm filling the dish up about a quarter of the way just because we will be needing quite a lot. So just make sure that you fill that up and you have a good amount to use throughout the nail process. Next, we're gonna make our little gel mixture. So this is gonna consist of some milky white polygel. I prefer milky white because it gives a softer and more natural look. And I also decided to add some clear to make the nails look a little bit more sheer, and also some yellow to make it look a little bit more natural, since natural nails are not completely white. They do have a bit of a yellow tinge to them. So then you want to use the spatula end of your polygel brush and just give this a good mix and just see how you feel about this color. I didn't like it. I thought it was a bit too yellow, so I went in with a little bit of white, and this made it absolutely perfect. Don't forget, you can also swatch this on your nails before you actually start applying your forms. So this step is optional, but I did go ahead and apply my dehydrator. And then I also went in with a acid-free primer really quickly as well. Once that was dry, I was able to apply my base coat. I'm using the Glow Tip system today, as well as some other polygels, but don't worry because all the links will be in the description box down below. After a 60-second cure, I'm pulling out my nail form and I'm just sticking the two end pieces together like so. Now, I'm not a professional at using nail forms, so please don't come for me in the comments. I'm just trying my best here. So I just like to use the lines on the nail form to just kind of guide and see where the middle of the nail is, and I kind of just apply it that way so that I can get a nice and straight application. Then I'm just using my spatula again and just applying a little bit of that gel mixture to just about where the free edge and the nail form meet, and I'm going to start molding my polygel into place. So I like to start pushing the polygel from side to side to kind of create the width of the nail, and then I like to bring it up into the free edge a little bit just to kind of create that smile line, and then whatever product is left, I pretty much start to pull it down. Now, because this is a natural nail look, you definitely want to mimic a new and clean smile line. So here I am just using the tip of my brush to just clean up that line and drag the corners up to the side walls just so that it looks as natural as possible. Then using more of that liquid, I'm just going to use that to shape the nail how I want it. Then I'm also using the same tip of the brush to just feather that smile line a bit. And the reason I like to do this is just because it makes it look a little bit more natural and it's not such a harsh smile line. So once I'm happy with that and I've checked the side walls, I'm going to go ahead and cure that for 60 seconds. Then when it comes to removing my nail form, I like to pinch under the nail just like so, and it very so easily just removes the nail form, and as you can see, you get a nice and smooth underside, which is exactly what we want. So I'm just going to repeat that to all the other nails, just sticking the two end pieces together and just applying that as straight as I can onto my nail. and then just going ahead and applying that polygel exactly where I need it. Now remember that you can create these nails as long as you want or as short as you want, but also bear in mind that these nails need to have some sort of thickness. Now I did go ahead and encapsulate these nails, however I would still recommend that you do not make this layer too thin, just because you don't want to apply too much clear and end up making the nails super bulky. So just bear that in mind and try to keep this layer relatively thick but also not too thin. Now it's really important when using dual forms that you use the guidelines on the actual form, because this is going to help to determine the length of all of your nails, and it's going to ensure that the nails are all a same length. If not, they should be very similar. I'm not very good with using nail forms, so I found that these lines were super helpful, and especially when it came to applying the nail form, I used the line in the middle to kind of roughly match that up to the center of my nail as well, and that really helped me to get a much straighter application with my nail form. So if that's something you're also struggling with, just remember that you can always use the guide on the nail form. Also, when using these gel-based products, you want to make sure that your brush is very clean of any sticky residue, because this can really affect your application. Make sure that when your brush does have some sort of gel or sticky residue on it, that you go back in your slip solution or acetone or alcohol or whatever solution it is that you're using, and just make sure that you clean it off on a paper towel really good. And this is going to ensure that you have a really smooth and easy application, because sometimes what will happen is we tend to get little fluffies or little hairs or little bits of dust stuck in our nails, and here we're trying to imitate perfect, healthy and natural nails, so we definitely do not want any of that showing on our nails. So just remember to always use a super clean brush and always have something on the side to be able to clean it with in case you do get it a bit gunked up. So again, just pinch ever so slightly and pull the nail form downwards, and that should be able to give you a nice clean underside. And I always find this to be so satisfying, especially when looking underneath, and then you just see that it's perfectly smooth. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up this last finger, but once I'm done, I'm going to be curing all of the hand for about 60 seconds in my UV nail light, and it's really important that you have a very good quality and strong nail light for this, otherwise your gel won't cure the way through. Now I'm going to use this nude pink polygel and just use this to fill in the nail bed space. I like to choose a polygel that has a bit of color in it, just because I feel like it helps to make the nails appear more natural, especially when it comes to the smile line. I feel like I can pull that pink polygel down slightly over the smile line, which will further blend it and make it look a little bit more natural. Of course, you can go in with clear at this step. It doesn't have to be this pink nude color. You can of course just use a clear polygel or any clear gel to fill in this gap as well, but for today's video I wanted to make these nails look super natural, so I ended up just using this beautiful nude pink shade from Glow Tips. I do have a discount code with Glow Tips. It is Nails by Camin 10 for 10% off, and I will have that linked in the description box down below if you're interested to shop any of their products. So once my application was done, I went ahead and cured for 60 seconds, and then I decided I wanted to do a thin layer of clear polygel. Now the reason I wanted to do this was because I wanted the nails to have a little bit more thickness, which basically helps to give the nails a little bit more strength. Now this is optional and you absolutely don't have to do this. However, I just felt like encapsulating everything just to give the nails a little bit more strength and a little bit more protection. I also wanted to encapsulate that tip area because I don't like my nails to be stained. Of course, these are natural kind of nails, so it's probably likely that these could get easily stained, and I didn't want that, so I did apply a little bit of clear. And then once I was happy with the clear, I went ahead and cured, and now I'm just doing my filing routine. Filing doesn't take me any more than about 10 to 15 minutes. So what I like to do is I just like to use a 100 grit hand file to shape up the nail. Today I was going for a more natural kind of almond shape. I guess that's like one of the most natural shapes right now. So that's what I wanted to go for. And then I'm kind of just buffing over the surface. And here I'm showing you how you would use an e-file if you wish to. Remember, this is gel and it isn't super thick as well. So you want to make sure that you're using a very fine drill bit like this one. I will link where I got this one in the description box below. So I'm doing a final cleanse using some alcohol, and then I'm going in and finishing off the nails with some high gloss top coat. And you could also actually leave the nails matte. You could use a matte top coat, but for today's video I just wanted to have a nice glossy shiny top coat. But that's pretty much it for the video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you found this video helpful. And if you will wear your nails like this. I love natural nails. Unfortunately, my natural nails don't grow as perfect as this because they are just so thin that they always break. So if you can relate to that, let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, I'm topping off the nail set with some cuticle oil. This is my favorite oil from Madam Glam, and I'm just making sure to rub that in super good. And this is what the nails look like. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think they look really beautiful. They definitely look very natural. You could probably also just customize the nail tip color to your liking. Of course, you can make it a little whiter, you can make it a little bit more yellow, or you can just make it look a little bit more pinkish. It's completely up to you, but I was very pleased with the results. But I also wanted to show you the nails in some natural lighting. As you can see, they look a lot softer and a lot more natural in this type of lighting. So I was really pleased with how they were looking. I love the shape and I love the length. I think it looks so beautiful and anyone can do it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.